I'm not really feeling it as much as Tim's, and just in general, Pango feels a lot stronger as a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Pango 4 a lot more. Like, I question what Pango 3 really brings you that the Pango 4 doesn't, because like the 3 never really gets the like Maelstrom Diffusal Ags kind of farm, so he never really turns into a big damage dealer. But
Mm.
then the position 4 is still more than capable of like getting a vessel or a blink or whatever the go-to Pango item is that happens to be that game. And Rolling Thunder doesn't really scale with any items at all, so there you go. Well, you got your Morphling, but we'll just have to see how it goes here. For Cignal, there aren't too many crazy counters for the Morph from the TNC side just yet. I mean, of course, they're going to try for a vessel somewhere, but Morph Shaker.
Seconds remaining.
Morph Shaker, yeah, it's always good. They tend to pick it a fair amount with the Oracle as well, I believe. I mean, what have they really got to go with this Nature's Prophet? And as well, where are they going to lane the Prophet? You know, we've seen it being put in the mid lane a whole lot more recently. I mean, you always kind of have in your back pocket a mid Mars potentially coming out from Jamesy. They've been picking a lot of Dragon Knight lately, so that as well, just to try and be a bit more of that frontliner, allow Morphling to be the second hero that comes into the fight.
Yep. I'm almost leaning towards the Nature's Prophet going mid, but I'm wondering if that's like a waste of the last pick in this situation, or if maybe the Morphling can play mid and then they can pick something else. But TNC just gonna go for a Spectre here, so that is kind of the hyper carry being a little bit enabled by the Enchantress that you were predicting a bit earlier.
I think it's fine. It's good against the Shaker as well, right? You want to be able to get on top of the Oracle, force him to use the Fortune's End on himself as opposed to anyone else.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and even just getting vision over those two heroes, you're going to give the opportunity for maybe the Quap to go in and just obliterate the two supports before they can really do anything. So certainly useful. Spec not really that susceptible to getting shotgunned or anything by the Morphling, if that ends up being the build. So Cignal now just getting rid of the Necrophos. So their read currently is Quap mid, Spec safe, Pango 4, and that TNC are looking for the KP hero in this situation.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go Necro themselves to finish out this draft.
Could have been alright, but they don't have the pick coming out of the phase, right? So,
True.
So if they were worried about it and they thought TNC might pick it, then unfortunately they just kind of have to ban it.
5 seconds remaining.
What could KP play here? Could they play Pugna? Could they play Pugna 3? Pugna Spec is kind of cute.
It is my favorite, my field medic Pugna.
Yep.
You know what? We haven't seen the little green man long enough. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And they do get rid of the puck there, so I think that was really something that they needed to be mindful of. The waves are not being pushed in too heavily into them, and of course, just a decent lane up against the Quap.
What else are we missing? I feel like it's going to be some ranged offlaner. No, Night Stalker is the grab. Okay, well
So
this
what?
is
Just wanting to get on top of the Shaker or the Prophet, I guess?
yeah.
Or the Oracle.
It does seem good at hunting the backline and really putting pressure on the Nature's Prophet. Their vision game is now insane, right? Between the Haunt and the Night Stalker. The laning stage is kind of weak, but maybe they're going to get away with it just because of the Oracle Shaker. You know, they're not really going to be putting on too much pressure. The Morphling as well is a strong laner in terms of CSing, but he's not a very strong laner in terms of he's going to run at you and kill you every minute. So I think they can maybe get away with this Night Stalker grab, and that's the only concern I ever really have with Night Stalker, is that he just doesn't really do all that much early. But if you get out of the early game, he can look very, very scary. So
Yeah, the one thing that sucks for Cignal, which might be what they were wanting to go for with the Mars, is that Night Stalker with his flying can just fly right over the arena, you know? It's
Yeah.
one of those things where if they were going for that backline ganking, you can just throw up the Arena of Blood, put all the supports in there and be like, guys, just congregate in here, you'll be fine, but not anymore.
Okay, so they take Slardar as the pressure hero against the Spectre, to just kind of be the laning bully. We'll see how much March can do on the Enchantress to alleviate the pressure from Gabby, and it does seem like they're just going to put the Nature's Prophet mid in the end. So
Yeah.
this gives them some Roshan potential. Actually gives them a lot of Roshan potential, right? Between they can like tank it with Treants, and Morphling does good right click, and they've got Amp now, so...
Man, KP's looking pretty fancy with his glowing fists there, but again, the tradition of trash morph cosmetics continues. What is that?
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have the silly hat, but he has like a weird back piece and then what look like just some random pieces of crab. Like,
A weird
attached to his...
turtle neck protector. He looks like Sumail from TI5.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Well, and it's not like there are terrible morph cosmetics, like, or they're only terrible ones. There is there's like the Scotty set, which is pretty nice. His immortals are quite good, the Blade of Tears and Crown of Tears. But no, everybody's just got hot garbage Morphling cosmetics.
Yeah, maybe that's the meme. Like, if you pick Morphling, you have to look like trash.
Yeah, you have to. You're not a good Morphling player unless you just have garbage cosmetics.
I think one thing as well is, I know it's only a position 4, and you really don't want to be focusing that much on the Pango, but with the Corrosive Haze from the Slardar, the minus armor, which you can pop onto him, they've got 2 ranged cores in the Morphling and the Nature's Prophet. They could very easily just right-click him down, because you're not likely to go into, you know, a ton of armor or a ton of HP. It's just more of these utility-style items.
Yeah, Tim's just gonna have to be careful. And there is a lot of lockdown, or a decent amount of lockdown on the Cignal side with the Shaker and the Slardar, and then also the Morphling being the Shaker. So need to definitely keep your eyes out for that. Might be a little bit more difficult for KP to approach these fights as a result. Like, I could definitely see a situation where he gets fissured into a Fortune's End, into like what is now an absolutely garbage Slitherine Crush. This ability, well, just for stun purposes, it's awful. Everything else is pretty good, like movement slow, attack slow, very solid. But
is there really anything that, obviously slows are just good, you know, in general, but
yeah,
is there anything really that you get an advantage on from fighting in a small area? I guess the Echo Slam, like, they can't escape and it gives you a bit more time to set up for it, but it's not like something like, I don't know, a Venomancer or a Freezing Field or, you know, things of that nature.
All right, we are unpaused. The pauses are nice and short today. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so Shaker probably just gonna block the wave, force it under the tower, maybe go and drag the second wave. Not a ton that he can really do to help the Slardar. Maybe block out a few camps, make sure that the Enchantress doesn't get anything too useful. Does seem like TNC going to be starting with 3 heroes down towards the bottom here. Hoping to maybe just pressure the Morphling, find him out. You know that he's going to have the attribute shift at level 1, so if you can just scare him a little. Yeah, they've even got the ward planted like right in front of the tower, but the bot not revealing himself at all just yet. Okay, now he does. So we know that he's down here. Armel hiding well under the tower. And they are actually sending... So because of the Slardar pick, they're sending Gabby mid as the Spectre. Very interesting.
Okay. I don't mind it. The one thing I'm a tiny bit worried about right now on TNC is the lack of stun. Right? They've only got Pangolier roll and a mini stun from the Slardar, so they've got very little ability to lock down this Morphling if he's able to be very very elusive. Same thing with the Nature's Prophet, right? Like, what can you really do to stop this teleportation?
Begins.
Yeah, they really don't have the best punishes. So just going to be a 2-2 split this time around. No triple bounties for Cignal. And we will see if this prompts any kind of a reaction from Cignal once they spot these lanes. Because they haven't had any information on this up until this point. So as the Spectre arrives on the mid lane, I imagine we might have a quick ping and maybe a quick discussion from Cignal about if they want to change this at all. I feel like they might just keep this the way that it is.
I mean, Gabby's going to be pretty happy with this. He didn't block at all, so the wave's going to push right back into him. He's going to have a bit of an easier time last hitting, and he even was able to deny the range creep up from Jamesy.
They got the first blood bottom. I wasn't paying attention. Too busy talking about mid CS, but they just ran him down. He's a level 1 Morphling. What is Grimm's going to be able to contribute? And the slow on level 1 enchant is actually just ridiculous. It's 55% at level 1, so
for 4-ish seconds. That is a long time.
Yeah. So, alright. Morphling dies, but straight back to the lane just to keep on CSing. March comes over. Oh, alright, the big purple boy is on the case. At least half of the duration has been spent getting over to the lane, so it's not going to be too annoying, but and March is busy pulling at the second.
Oh, it's the trash camp again.
Yeah,
nothing will die.
The range creep's not even interested. He's like, all right, you guys got this. I'm gonna go hit these creeps under the tower. See you later. Oh, well, Van's on his way. It's a slow sprint, but it's a sprint. He's heading mid. Lane swap, go.
Here we go.
Well, they didn't have to use a TP for this, right? They just used the Prophet TP and the Guardian sprint down the river, so. Musical Lanes begins. I don't know if Gabby is that unhappy with being 1v1 mid against the Slardar either. So there's not a ton of room to chase you. So even if you are getting bashed up a whole bunch and taking damage, you're still going to get good CS. You're still going to get perfectly good levels.
So this whole mess is all your fault?
Just getting harassed down a little bit. But again, he's been able to drag the wave underneath his tower, so he's going to have an alright time here. But KP, he's not really all that scared. He's just trying to harass him up as much as possible, but he tanks up a couple of tower shots for his troubles.
Was Tim's dragging this wave and then he ended up losing it? So now it's a double wave.
Yeah.
KP just gonna wait for that. Grimm's taking some damage on the way out. KP does have the 2 points up in the void. Grimm's giving them the I want to die on the way back to the tower.
Jamesy getting a little bit low. That Shadow Strike would have ticked him down if he stuck in the lane, but able to just TP back to base, refresh, get a bit more regen, which you'll obviously need to be able to deal with this Armel Queen of Pain, maxing out that Shadow Strike. And you feel like he's going to have to play this a little bit differently, right? Like, will he go another point into it? Will he get an extra point into the blink? Or is he going to have to eventually realize, right, I'm a Queen of Pain, I need to make some action happen around the map, I need to start leveling up my Scream.
Yeah, I feel like he does need the points in the Scream from here. I don't know if there's much point in getting more Shadow Strike. Like you said before, the Prophet can kind of always abuse the double teleport to heal and reset, so I don't even know if it's really worth it to try and play a war of attrition against him.
Yeah, nicely done by Cignal. You know, their cores are in a very safe space, so they've both rotated through to the river. They know that it's bot side, and Grims has just picked it up, making sure that Gabby wasn't going to snare it for himself.
Doesn't really matter with these mid heroes. I guess they don't really have much better to do, is the other thing for these two supports.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty happy if their cores are just getting solo experience and kind of free farming.
I mean, Tim's is all the way back next to his tier 3. He's farming this wave that he's cut, so they had a lot of passive time, that's for sure.
Yeah, not a whole lot that they really had to do. And Tim's just doing this to grab his level 2, keep working towards his level 3, and keeping the wave nice and close under the tower for KP, who is going to be going for the Necrobook. We're going for 2 Necrobooks on TNC this game. Gabby's also going for 1. I don't think Armel's going to make it 3, but yeah, you never know. Just juice up that Echo Slam. Hits it on the 3 Necrobooks and just dies instantly.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Hits him with a reverse card. And was that 4 bounties?
Ooh.
No, 3
Mel
bounties.
already using the blink up top. It's on cooldown for 4 seconds. Fisher blocking him in. 1 second to go. Blinks up. TP. He'll be okay, but it's a long trip back to the lane from base.
It is, but that's the thing. March is able to just sprank his way up here and take all of that valuable experience for himself. He's got the Wild Wing Ripper as well, so unfortunately doesn't have the freedom to just commit with it. Eris just has to pop the Fisher, no points in the Aftershock just yet. And he's just right-clicking Jamesy with it.
So it looks like Morphling got forced all the way back to base as well.
Yeah.
He's now walking out.
He got dived. He had to TP all the way back. Luckily enough, the Void had about a second left on the cooldown. Grimm's, speaking of, he's getting chased.
Yeah, Grimm's in trouble. Nighttime Night Stalker about doing a little bit of damage. KP wants to keep the pressure going. Tim, Swashbuckle in 7, pretty long cooldown. Just trying to force a little bit more tribute shift from the Morphling. As the Catapult does go to work on the tower. About going to try and clear this up pretty quickly. And they are threatening, you know, could have another TP coming in at any moment. Dive coming. They're actually going to pop the Haunt, looking for Grimm's inside of the trees. He does get the Purge off, saving himself for a second, but already brought down. Morphling doesn't have the waveform, so just forced to stand here and fight, maybe calling in a little bit of backup in the form of Jamesy. Tim's just trying to juke until the Swashbuckle comes off cooldown. Looks like he should be able to run away. Raindrop helping out immensely there against the Adaptive Strike. And more pressure onto a bot, just making sure that he can't get those big auto attacks out. And actually the Shaker kind of intercepting here. Trouble for Gabby, a little bit low on mana. Should probably put that Fairy Fire into the inventory, but actually now the turnaround comes. Swashbuckle forward, he's been slowed down. A couple more touches to finish him. That's another kill for Gabby. Daggering through, and now the Necrobook getting delivered, so he's going to go right back to farm stations.
And nicely done. Getting a little bit aggressive there with Eris and rotating through with that Earthshaker. I really like the movements that they made on TNC to be able to start to dive that tower, because that was right when there was a big wave that was pushed forward onto them. Oh, is he going to try and dive onto KP here?
Oh, thinking about it. Well, using the Morph. It's pretty speedy, so I should just be able to walk out of here.
But yeah, by rotating those 3 heroes through, even committing the Haunt, it just makes sure that the Morphling can't focus on all 3 things at the same time. You know, dealing with 3 heroes and living and last hitting at the same time. It's just not going to happen. Not at this level of Dota. So the fact that they were able to get that timing made sure that he missed out on at least 1 full wave. They got a couple of kills out of it, and there wasn't too much farm that went on the wayside. I think March picked up a lot of the mid farm that was being expended.
Sonic Wave. There is trying to TP out there, but will be the victim of Armel. Tim's in some danger now with the amp. Do they have 3 stacks? They do. And that's going to be an easy kill for Van. Bottom lane. Another TP forced out from the Morphling, heading all the way back to the well.
Top tower is under attack.
So, not having a very fun time at bottom this game at all.
I think he just needs to avoid this for the next 1.5 minutes minimum, right? Like, you cannot do anything to a Night Stalker who's just hit onto his level 6, so even that 10-minute mark isn't your saving grace.
Yeah, I think he really just wanted to hold onto the tower a little bit longer, but this is going to be a tier 1 pretty much completely for free. No big rotation from TNC down here, just the position 5 joining KP and now opening up the jungle a bit. There are some nice Radiant wards kind of covering the defensive jungle, so I think they were anticipating that this sort of thing was going to happen. But they were maybe hoping that they would be able to hold on to that bottom tower a little longer.
Yeah.
Morphling's just hitting jungle creeps on very low HP here.
They're getting a good amount of pressure onto this mid tower. It's really well played by Cignal, and they rotate just in time too, with some of their observer wards giving that relevant vision. But
yeah, Morphling. All right, he sees the Night Stalker moving through. Night Stalker sees him, just looking to pressure.
No waveform still.
Yeah, just a few free hits. Interrupt his farm.
Hasn't put even 1 point into the Crippling Fear yet, so not wanting to take advantage of that nighttime in that way. And Outpost is probably going to be a 1-for-1 unless Armel makes this rotation through in time. You've got Van sitting nearby, so he should be able to interrupt it. He's got to be quick.
He's going to try. Oh,
Nicely
just
done.
gets it at the last second. Very nice. Securing that experience for his team.
Diving it a little bit. DD Rune just spawning on the top side, so Abad, he's going to be very happy to grab onto that one. And probably rotating back towards the jungle. Or maybe just farming up a wave. That Mask of Death, or sorry, Morbid Mask doing a lot for him.
She's going to be TPing bottom now. Gabby's pushed this all the way into the tower, so there's some experience to be gained. And with that TP away, they're just going to try and make the jump over at mid. Trouble under the tower. Jamesy brought down, and now Van also being found out. Sonic Wave. Grims doesn't have the level 6 just yet. Armel, Blink available, but doesn't have the mana to get a Blink Scream. So it's going to be up to KP and Gabby to finish off that kill. Shaker trying to run it out. Hasn't had the time to grab his levels, to get the level 6. There's no space on the map for him. So it just ends up being a 3-for-0 mid.
It's weird to say when you've got a Spectre draft, but I'm feeling like this one's going to be over even quicker than game 1. It's a dominant display coming out from TNC to win the laning stage in, I would honestly say, 2 of the lanes they won, and the other one they drew at minimum. So being able to grab both the safe lane and the mid towers of the opposing team, it's pretty solid at the 11-minute mark.
And I just don't know where the playmaking potential really comes from on Cignal, right? Morphling only wants to farm. Oracle is only good if he's enabling somebody. Shaker just wants to farm. The Slardar still really needs this full blink before he's really ready to, roll around and set up any kills. So what do they do in the meantime? I guess Jamesy can keep kind of shoving out waves here and there. But other than that, Cignal just have to kind of hold tight, and TNC are absorbing so much farm on the map. They're about to have the double Necrobook going, so creep camp's just getting cleared up everywhere. Pango's even jungling a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a one-man army right now.
Tims. I think they are going to get him at mid, trying for the Rolling Thunder. But one more touch from Jamesy. So, when he respawns, not going to have that Rolling Thunder available anymore.
That's the thing we were talking about, right? Like, you do have the power with these ranged cores to be able to deal with him. They stunned him up for long enough because they do have that initial amount of lockdown. Again, it's like a small victory though, right? You take out the position 4, you take out the tower, which is good. But in the meantime, you've got a Spectre who is nearly 2,000 net worth ahead of the rest of your team, getting closer and closer to that relic. And once he picks it up, it's probably going to be by about the 16-minute mark, and that's going to be a very, very hard ask to try and beat.
So right now, Abad has a Yasha and a BKB queued up. We of course talked about the Morph Shaker a little bit. Is this a game to try and go for the Aghanim Scepter in your view, or?
I don't think they're going to have the time, to be honest.
Trying to walk up to Armel, Echo Slam, follow-up stuns. Is this going to be enough damage? Looks like it might be. He gets the blink away, but he's still dead. Grim's finishing him off. Actually, he started it, but didn't quite manage to finish that blink.
Yeah. Kill secured.
It was nicely done. Kind of abusing the fact that clot blink takes a little bit to wind up.
Yeah, and I think they've finally realized the fact that, look, other than Jamesy, we have no real way to push waves out, so we're just going to push your waves in, right? Like, we need to fully commit on it to make it happen. I think you just need to concede the fact that Spectre is going to get farm. It sucks, but that's the reality of the situation. And they've been able to at least grab 2 tier 1 towers as a result, open up a little bit of the map for themselves, and maybe now you can get a bit more of that farm on your Earthshaker. Yeah,
they're taking a little bit of the net worth back. And with a bit of extra map control, maybe they can now park some heroes in the dire jungle, and the Earthshaker gets a lane somewhere to be able to farm up.
Yep.
March still continuing with this offensive jungling all the time.
Look at this courier party at the Dire secret shop as well.
Yeah.
It's just everything.
Everybody wants some items. What do we got? I guess Gabby's going for Relic. Bop wants the Void Stone for Yules.
Oh. Nicely done, using the courier, making sure that TNC doesn't get away with that cheeky mid-ground ward. So they've gotten rid of all of the vision that they had aggressively placed in their Radiant jungle. So going to give a bit more freedom, but not complete freedom because we've got a bit of a wraparound coming here on Eris. He is dead to rights. Or is he?
Yeah, they do have some TPs coming in here now. Van and Grimm's going to be the targets, however. False Promise at the ready. Tim's rolling forward onto Grimm's. Going to look for the bounce back, keeping the chain stun going. One more scream from Armel. A bot. Also getting run at a little bit. KP's found him, but is now just going to go TPing towards bottom. It looks like they want Jamesy instead. Can he get out of here? KP should just hold the interrupt, and they'll run him down. Blade Mail getting popped the last minute, but Gabby happy to take that kill and getting closer and closer to the Radiance all the time. Well, we said before with these heroes, like, oh, these cores, they can just go to every lane. It's like, well, Spectre can't go offlane. Well, we've seen Spectre mid this game. It seems to have worked just fine. Gabby's having a fantastic time.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things. I remember we're about to see some action. We'll go back to it in a second. Eris, he's going to run into two.
All right, chain lockdown. Where's the follow-up damage? That's what they need. Armel just gets the blink away, so he's fine. Though, as I say that, Jamesy TPing in, looking for him. He's pretty tanky and gets another blink away. So just the position 5 that dies this game.
That boulder doing him in. Wasn't able to get close enough for the... Well, he doesn't even have the Sprout leveled up to be able to combat the Quap after he uses that initial blink. I think it was... Now that we've got a little bit of a downtime. Was it CCNC that mentioned the fact that... or Quinn, as he's now known. The fact that he messed up the glyph on the mid lane and that made the other mid laner get a deny and that lost him the lane. I think it could be a similar sort of argument used with the Spectre, right? The fact that he was able to get that wave completely pushed into the other team's tower. Oh, Grims getting dived.
Yeah, I think Grims is just pretty much dead for free here. Gonna get silenced up. Fisher through is buying a little bit of space, but Gabby's in the backlines with the Radiance burning up Jamesy, burning up Aris. He doesn't have any mana remaining. So this TNC dive gonna go completely unpunished as they just clean up 3 Cignal heroes. Morphling still farming elsewhere on the map, but it just feels like it's going to be too slow for a bot this game to really get anything done.
Yeah, immediately taking advantage of that Radiance finished up at the 17-minute mark, and that's kind of the point we're making, right? Is that the fact that Spectre is able to get a decent go out of that first wave has gone a huge way, right? Like, he denied the range creep, he got, I think, all of the last hits on the first wave for himself as well, so it's pretty hype, and he's actually picked up the Nether Shawl for himself, so he wants to maximize the spell damage that he's doing.
Alright. I wonder if this is actually probably gonna... He's gonna farm reasonably quickly with it. What did he go for? He went for the HP regen here.
Yep.
And this top tier 2 is taking some damage. KP kind of skating into position. Constantly threatening with the Crippling Fear at the ready. Van's around here. This Slardar has had Blink for a little bit, but I feel like we just haven't seen anything from him. Maybe there's just... The vision that they have on the map is pretty defensive. So they don't really have that many places where they can go for like a blink jump, and Slardar also just kind of not really that hero 100% anymore, like we were talking about. Let's get the bash here over onto KP. Grims, I think this might be the first ultimate of the game, and it's just being forced onto himself, looking like he's dead anyway. A bot trapped inside of the trees, his TP getting interrupted. He's trying to dagger away, and he's desperately morphing attributes to try and get out of here. Tim's wanted to secure that kill with the Rolling Thunder, but it's not even needed. So, KP with the killing spree, and they are immediately heading bottom to try and kill off Jamesy. This outpost is still captured by the Dire. Jamesy just manages to scoot past. Armel looking for him inside of the tree line, and Jamesy slowly but surely getting surrounded. Van, decent damage. There is a Yules to hold him back. Damage onto Jamesy. Tims keeps the chase going. Tries for the TP out. Not going to happen. And now KP and March going to join the party. Shaker thinking about walking forward to look for an Echo, but I think realizing that Van is just 100% dead.
Yeah, I don't think this could be going much worse for Cignal, to be honest. Like, even throughout all of that, they immediately make the rotation to go down to this bottom side. They interrupt the TP out from Eris here. He's going to die as well, and all throughout this, Gabby's been farming up a couple of waves on the top side. He takes the tier 1 tower. He's got his Haunt, if he even needed to make that rotation down there, so what can you really do at this point on Cignal?
Yeah,
Radiant's
it's
top
just
tower is under
it's
attack.
looking very, very sad for them. Just don't really have any plays. Feels like Shaker is never going to get the blink. Even if he does get the blink, the Radiance is already up. The Nature's Prophet just doesn't feel safe to go and play anywhere on the map because the Quap and the Night Stalker are just running at him anytime he shows.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's maybe a small window here where we got daytime and we've got the Dark Ascension on cooldown for now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, have they just finished up any decent items? I think you've got to try and wait for this BKB on the Morphling, about 500 gold away. Maybe he'll reach his level 15 as well. Perhaps that's the go time. If you can get it in 50 seconds, you'll have at least 15 where there's no Dark Ascension available.
Jamesy TPing in to try and hold onto this tier 2, but there are 4 heroes plus a haunt available for
Dire's top
TNC.
tower is under attack.
Not necessarily that easy of a hold. So, you know, TNC not the best pushing lineup in the world either.
I'm liking this from Abad though. You have to make these risky plays. He's up here on his own on the top side of the map, pushing it into the tier 2 tower. You've got a siege creep here as well. So forcing the rotations through. And again, you know, realizing that, well, our tier 2 tower is gone. Let's try and get Roche. Let's try and get something out of the map.
The Glyph at least clears up that entire wave, but yeah, Roshan, we talked about the potential during the draft, the damage from the Morphling. They've got the amp going to work, and maybe this can be a little bit of a turning point. TNC running over now, but a little too late. Even Armel with the haste, unable to get here in time, and this is going to help secure Abat's farm just that little bit more. And Cignal just have to keep hoping that this Morphling Ags is going to be the answer to all of their woes.
Oh no, James, you got to get out straight away.
Can they blink duels him? Oh, Armel. Not quite able to get there in time, so.
Alright, here we go. We've got a Blink Dagger as well for our Earthshaker.
Alright, that's something.
I'm going to need to see the Ironwood Tree on Grims because he's got no neutral items right now.
Yeah.
Radiant's
would
bottom tower
definitely
has
need to get
fallen.
something. Even though Ocean
Grim's
Heart
dead.
seems fine. Well, yeah, he's gone. He's got some time now to do some neutral item shopping.
Come on, do it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Buy your neutral item. Sir, I don't think the stats would have saved you there, but you never
Maybe
know
one more
unless you
right click.
try. Yeah. Jamesy pressuring top. The fact that they've at least got this tier 2 here is giving him some room to work with. Oh, Van.
Oh, man.
Trying to TP out. Felt pretty safe, but this is still a long way to go
Dire's top tower
when
is
you're up
under
against the
attack.
Night Stalker and this lineup from TNC that can just descend all of a sudden. KP picking up the Blink Dagger. Gabby goes over to top. They are in mode. Haunt is available, so Gabby can
Yep.
always just go play somewhere on the map, and the rest of the team can play as if he's there.
He's got Manta as well. Doesn't have the safety of an Aegis, but he's realizing that it's getting to the stage of the game where he does need a little bit more of that survivability, so queuing up the Skadi for himself.
Yeah, why not? He's also getting pretty close to level 20. Oh, a bot.
Oh.
Sonic Wave takes out the Aegis immediately, and now going to spawn into a Silence plus Rolling Thunder. Gets the BKB off, but still just dies anyway to Gabby. Well, that hurts.
Hey, do you think they've got vision of where he is right there? 'Cause-
I wonder. There's nowhere else that he feels like he can farm, right? The Radiant
Yep.
jungle is completely on lockdown, taking what they can get out of the triangle, but just feeling like they have to be playing outside on the map. But well, he's respawning soon. We have an auspicious score.
I was about to mention that. But yeah, maybe we can make some big plays happen with our Shaker. We've yet to see a team fight Echo Slam. We've seen a couple come out, which were a little bit optimistic, it has to be said, and I think they had complete vision of that smoke.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah, I
is
think
under
they
attack.
at least had vision on one
Radiant's
hero,
top
right? So they kind of know
tower
what's
is under
going on
attack.
here. Cignal with the wraparound. Who are they trying to go on first? Gabby backing up a little bit. A bot already morphed into this Queen of Pain. And TNC just hovering around their
Radiant's
ward.
middle tower is
Really
under
just
attack.
chilling out. Cignal going past now, doubling back a little bit. But again, all the vision in the world isn't going to matter against the Haunt necessarily. Shaker, what can you find? That has to be the big story. Tims with the immediate blink away, so the initiation completely wasted from the Slaughter are now in the back lines. They've got the sounds. They've already killed off Grims. They're trying to protect the Shaker so he can at least get his spells off. I don't think it's happening. Echo Slam onto 2. Couldn't even get one more spell out before he died. At least he managed to cast the Fissure, but it's 3 dead already. They did lose March, but the bot just getting run down. They've caught one more. Jamesy also added to the pile. Double kill for KP and a very easy team fight for TNC. Just playing the vision game.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
It's
is under
not.
attack.
I mean, it could be at the stage of call it, honestly. Like, I think KP played that team fight perfectly. You know, good cohesion coming through from all of them. They had complete vision, and he immediately uses the Blink Dagger and jumps on, pops that Crippling Fear, and takes 3 heroes out of the team fight.
Yeah, and the Slardar blinked on the Pango, who just immediately blinked away, and nothing happening after that. Oh, KP looking for a little bit more. Shaker hiding underneath his tier 4 towers, ready with the Fissure. Do have the respawn on the Morphling in just a second. Again, not the fastest pushing lineup in the world for TNC, but I think they can quite happily back up. Extend this 18k lead. It's just been moving in TNC's direction pretty much the whole game. We're now at 99 to 1 on the win probability.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying that.
Alright, I will hold you to that.
We just need a bot needs to get like 2 big kills, finish the Ags, and then it's Ags Morphling behind baby. So,
I mean,
I'm sad.
When's the last time that Imel died? Same with Tims.
Yeah, it's been a while. Tims died to that auto attack at mid, right? I think that was the last time that he died,
yes.
probably, and then the Quap died to the one Echo Slam at top, which was a nice little gank.
Did he? I thought that was the Enchantress.
Huh?
Like the Quap got caught in it, the Echo Slam, but I don't think he died. I think it was
no,
just
not this one. But as Van is trying to escape, he gets the TP out. Not this one. This one when they did the walk up with the Fortune's End, and then
yes.
yeah. I think
So what I'm trying to get at is how many kill streaks have they got available to potentially be fed into a bot?
Well, kill streaks.
He's reached his 18.
Kill streaks feel so bad now as well. It's just like, oh, I got a Beyond Godlike streak for 550 gold. It's like
I'm rich.
yeah, I've made it.
Well, he's got this Blink Dagger here on KP. They're trying to go in soon onto the Morph. It's still nighttime for 2.5 minutes.
Oh, but I feel like he needs to go for the next wave. He's like, oh,
he has to.
BKB TP. I need this item, buddies. Already shows now. Are they gonna beeline him?
Yeah.
Things are coming.
Zoom. Run, man,
Thunder.
run.
Oh, Haunt. Well, he got the attribute shift off this time.
Yeah. He did it.
And Gabby's like, oh, hey, free kill. Hey, Grims. Bash you up.
It's not looking great.
No. But it is still kind of hard to go high ground with this lineup, so they may still get a little bit more going. James, you just working on him. Mjolnir, I guess. Van jumped.
Oh. Well, Armel just lost 3,000 gold in his career.
Oh, oof.
I don't think they care.
Probably.
Like you've still got this this Spectre who's 8,000 net worth ahead of anyone else. Nearly finished up the Skadi for herself. Nearly level 25. There's essentially no way they're going to win this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A bold prediction, Danog.
I know. That's what I'm here for, you know, to make the gutsy calls.
What are we doing, Cignal? What's our last play? Oh, we have a shadow amuleted Earthshaker sitting at the last racks. All right,
I like it.
Harris, let's go.
Oh no!
Canceling TPs, protecting his man at bottom. James.
You got to chase, right?
Run at by Tims. I don't know if they can chase. Jamesy BKB TP. Oh no, bashed. Well.
Wrong.
Wrong. Isn't that cute? But it's wrong.
I think they had to chase that though, right? Like, they had no other option. They weren't going to get another situation where they had like a 4v3. And that's really what you needed at that point. They didn't know it, but Haunt was still off cooldown for about 15 seconds at the time.
I think like KP was here, and then everyone else was here, and KP has a BKB. So, maybe you do have to chase a little bit, but
you gotta go for it, you know.
Yeah, if you're gonna stay in this game, you gotta at least try. Well, they've got the Ags now.
All right.
Show me the moves, and he's got the Imp Claw.
Here we go. He needs that level 20. That would be better.
Yes, for sure.
Do they have any smokes? Well, I'm not using them. They're just waiting for him to come up. But do you really want to reveal the fact that you've got this Morph Shaker? Surely you need that to be a surprise, right?
Maybe. All right, it gets revealed
Well,
now.
It's no surprise anymore.
He's gonna die at mid.
Wouldn't put it past this game for that to happen.
Get out. All right, he's got the Morph ready to go again. Smoke out. Do they have any vision up this high ground? They do not. Smoke breaks. They know that somebody's here. Who can they find? They've got vision on KP. Tim's just gonna go in. They're looking for this jump onto the Morphling. Where's the damage? 2 dead so far. Morphling just locked down. Bash dead. Well, actually, Morphling's still okay. Shaker's fine. Shaker's gone. Morphling's fine. He's jumping, but he's not doing any damage. He's just running for it. And now he's silenced.
Call it.
Please?
Radiant's middle tower is
Maybe.
under attack.
Bueller?
Armel? Let's go grab his
Radiant's
item.
bottom tower is under attack.
He's got the Ags now. Gonna be the game changer. Finally, Dota Plus concedes that maybe they can't come back into this one.
I think it's been 100. It's been flatlined for a little bit.
Radiant's bottom barracks has
Can we get an echo?
Radiant's
He's sneaking through the trees with his spider legs. 35 seconds to go on this Morphling.
Has James been able to finish up anything for himself? Ah, the Shadow Amulet, of course.
That's what we were all looking for. Ooh, Fisher. Slow walk forward. Slow walk forward. Armel's found him. Save him with the Oracle ulti. Push the Echo button. Walking back onto Armel. Get stunned. Please, please, Echo. Oh, no. Well, alright. GG. They got KP at least. Something.
They did. So it's a moral victory for Cignal, but an actual victory for TNC coming through. So they get a 2-0. That's something that they were really needing. It solidifies them. So now they're in lower bracket contention, but Execration can still have something to say about that. Oh wait, or can they? No. I think this actually.
That might cement it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unless I'm completely mistaken. No, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, Execration are 2-14.
Yeah.
So they played 16 games, and you play 18 games overall. So the only games they have left are against TNC. So the best they can end up is 4-14, and TNC already have 5 wins. So
okay.
There's no way. So TNC have secured lower bracket for themselves.
So Execration are relegated.
Out.
Yes. Yeah, they're gone.
Yep.
Well, that who knows what we'll see in the next series as a result. Execration might still try and bring it, take it as a good practice opportunity, but that's not even our next series. That's at the end of today. We have a little break now, and then we're going to be back with Fnatic versus Boom, which that should be a good one. I don't even really know what to say about this game. It just felt like TNC they won their lanes. They were able to make plays. They got away with the Night Stalker, and I feel like Night Stalker looks great when you just have kind of a free laning stage.
Yeah, it felt like it was like they were kind of on an autopilot, TNC. Like they did what they had to. There was nothing incredibly flashy that came out from them. I suppose the exception would be in that game 1 with the Beastmaster Raw comboed together with the Stolen Ravage and the Supernova. That was pretty hype. But yeah, just from start to finish, it seemed like TNC's game.
Yeah. All right. We're going to head to a break. Thank you for watching, guys. We're pretty much right on schedule, so we should hopefully be getting into this next series pretty quickly. Thank you for watching the BTS Pro Series, and we'll be back with Fnatic versus